Hey guys, thanks for joining us again. In this video we're going to take a look at the Sanguinary Priests and Brother Corbolo. Now, Darrell, fluff lesson.
Go for it.
Sanguinary Priests. They are the apothecaries of the Blood Angels. Sanguinius predicted his own death.
Yep.
Plucking hell. And he decided that not only predicting his own death, he knew that his brother, his children Marines, would suffer a terrible affliction because of his dying. But he did not know how it would come forth. Only time would tell. So what he did was he took the apothecaries because he knew that mere bandages and morphine injections aren't going to be good enough for his men, and he turned them into the Sanguinary Priests. So while you have the reclusiarchs, which are the chaplains, preaching, withhold your anger, the Sanguinary Priests, they come along and they say, use the old red thirst, mate, get stuck in there and get the job done. I like these guys already.
Yep.
Anyway, so the Sanguinary Priests are apothecaries. If a Marine is wounded or whatever, they go over and they cover him with their salve, to try and help him. Then, if he dies, I'm being serious here. If they die, they perform, or if they're dying, they perform one last act where basically they put a bullet through his head and they slice his chest open and they lift out the pejorinary.
The gene seed.
The gene seed.
They take out the gene seed.
They need to rip it from his gland.
Yeah, they rip it out. They're like vampires.
But they're more like vampires than you would think, because actually in the fluff it says that during this final act it is harder for them. They get very hard for them because of all the blood.
Yeah.
And it's all about restraint for these guys.
Yeah.
Let's go out and say it. Basically, they're cutting open the chest of their brother Marine to rip out the gene seed. They just want to get in there and suck it all up.
Yeah.
And you have a nice big blood drink. Then you have Brother Corbolo, who's kind of like the leader of it all. And Brother Corbolo can see the future. Mm-hmm. Flashing images of the future. So apparently he not only looks like Sanguinius, but he doesn't have wings.
Can they tell a lot of numbers?
I don't think so. But what he can tell is he was able to tell when a big demon ship came in to attack Baal, they were there to do an ambush. But that was all because of Brother Corbolo. Mm-hmm. He also runs around with a big cup, if you check page 49. So I think he has an alcohol problem as well,
And he has a searchlight on top of his head.
And he has a searchlight, which I'm astounded by. I think
Maybe
Brother Corbolo is Irish. I think he is Irish. I think he's one of us. He's running around with a big goblet full of whiskey or beer, and he can see the future. And, how many times have you drank whiskey or beer, and you were able to see the future?
I can always see the future when I drink.
I know. It's always bright and rosy. The only thing that betrays him as not an Irishman is that all he can see is a dark future.
It's maybe Guinness, they say.
Oh, it's maybe Guinness. Anyway, Sanguinary Priests and Brother Corbolo, Darrell. What is the crack with these guys? How do we use them? What can we do with them?
You can have 3 units of 3 of these. They're all independent characters. They are elites, and as we've said in the book, the elites are the best choice in this book. But basically, they can join any unit, normal unit, and they give them furious charge and feel no pain the unit they join.
Yeah.
So this potentially gives you an army with all your regular guys having furious charge and feel no pain.
And hold your horses here, because what you skimmed over there, but I think it's a very important point, they're 50 points each, and you get 3 of them in one unit, but the 3 don't have to stay together. Each one of them is an independent character that can go off and join another unit. So one unit of these guys can actually break into 3 and join 3 units and give them all furious charge, feel no pain.
So your regular assault marine comes out with furious charge, feel no pain.
Mm-hmm.
All your guys, you put them with lightning claw terminators.
Yep.
Furious charge, you're getting a 2-up and a 4-up, feel no pain save. You're going first in the combat when you charge.
Yep.
These guys can have upgrades, Terminator armor and some of the other upgrades.
If you're worried about the aesthetics, if you want their war gear, you want them to match with the guys that they're going to be with, they can have jump packs, or they can even wear Terminator armor.
Yeah, so they
jump packs come in at 25 points. They can ride around on Space Marine bikes. Who knows? 35 points. Or you can give them all war gear, replace all war gear with Terminator armor with Chalice of Blood and Power Sword for 35 points.
Yep.
So that knocks them up to 50, 60, 70, 85 points for a Terminator that gives the entire squad that he's with feel no pain.
And Furious Charge.
Yeah, I would feel no pain if I thought there was an apothecary there going to suck my blood.
Yeah, you're going to try and stay alive to the end of the battle. Yeah.
So, what difference is it going to make to the army then, Darrell? Where would we use these guys?
You could just use them in so many places. You could use them with this Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah.
You get Furious Charge, feel no pain.
That's a good idea. Outfit them in gold, give them a jump pack. 25 points, 50, 60, 75 points, put them with Sanguinary Guard. With the Furious Charge and Feel No Pain, how's that going to affect the stat line of those guys?
Well, the Sanguinary Guard would then be going first in the combat, and instead of just a regular 2-up save, which I say just a 2-up save, they would also be getting a 4-up Feel No Pain.
Yeah. It's not an invulnerable save, but it's going to make those guys very, very difficult to kill.
With regular guys, they're going to be very difficult to kill. You can give your entire army Furious Charge, and there is no downside to Furious Charge. +1 initiative, +1 strength when you charge.
Yeah.
I don't see any downside to that.
So one squad of these guys at 150 points. Well, let's ramp it up a bit because one or two of them might have a jump pack. So 200 points. You get 3 of them. You've got a couple of units of assault marines and maybe a Terminator squad. Okay, you give it to each of them. They're all going to get Furious Charge and a 4+ Feel No Pain.
Yep.
That is going to make for one very robust army. And do you know why that's important? That's important because I don't think the Blood Angels suit the vehicles so much. So I can see Blood Angels armies that don't have vehicles. And a lot of tournaments today, Darrell, everybody's hiding in their vehicles.
Everybody sits in a vehicle the entire game. I have played games where none of my guys have got out of a vehicle the entire game.
So with these guys, who I don't think are so suited to sitting in a vehicle, having that 4+ Feel No Pain gives them that little bit of added resilience that they need to get across the board.
It means that in the shooting phase, it's only AP1 and AP2 weapons, shooting-wise, that you don't at least get your Feel No Pain against.
Yeah.
So even if you end up stood beside a Redeemer and it flamers you, if you're a regular Marine, you won't get your normal 3-up save, but you will get your 4+ Feel No Pain.
Yeah.
And for a unit of 10 guys, it can make so much difference. You know, even a Monolith putting his big large template on you, killing most of your guys, you'll still get that 4-up Feel No Pain.
Yeah. It's it's not an invulnerable save, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Yep. Furious Charge, if you're fighting other Marines, is the most common army. If you get the charge, you're going first in that combat, and we all know if you're going first, the opponent is going to have less guys to fight back with going second. There's no disadvantage in that at all.
Yeah.
You know, I see no disadvantage whatsoever.
Well, let's run over some of the stat lines for these guys. You know, they're coming in weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, wounds 1, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3+ save.
Their stats overall aren't.
They're a Marine.
They're slightly better than your bog standard Marine, but the upgrades they give to your unit, even if you don't want, you can put these with Lightning Claw Terminators. And don't give them any upgrades, but whenever it comes your turn to assault, don't put them into the front ranks. And keep them back in your unit, that even if they have to move first with being an independent character, they don't make it into base-to-base contact, so they'll not be hit. So you can keep them out of it, which makes a huge difference. And it gives all the bonuses to the rest of your unit without...
Now, the only bit of war gear that they're carrying, Darrell, that you may not be familiar with is the Blood Chalice.
The Blood Chalice.
Now, the blood chalice itself, the very first blood chalices were presented to the priesthood by Sanguinius himself. Legend has it the Primarch somehow placed a part of his being into each vessel, and that the bearer of the relic and all battle brothers nearby can hear Sanguinius's voice in their mind, urging them to greater glories. Over the long centuries, many blood chalices have been lost to the caprices of war, and though there are no longer blood chalices equal to the number of priests, each Narcathium, the Sanguinary Priest's chief tool of healing, contains a shard from a shattered blood chalice, so that the blessing is not lost.
Yep. As well, with the upgrade, it's not only the unit they join, like it's Furious Charge and Feel No Pain, it's any unit within 6 inches.
Exactly. Exactly. All friendly units within 6 inches are subject to the Furious Charge and Feel No Pain special rules. So with 3 of these guys, you could
affect 6 full units by just placing them right in the unit. Placing them towards the one side of the unit.
And it would have been crap if they'd created these guys and you couldn't take jump packs or you couldn't take Terminator armor. But the fact that you have so much options with these, is it expensive? Yes.
Not
but it's not expensive if you take into account that you could be doing 2 units at a time.
Yeah, and it's not expensive if you take into the fact that when you charge, you're going first in the combat, and your units may be surviving the game, where previously you'd all be going at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're maybe losing. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys.
When we talked about the Sanguinary Guard, we talked about a potential Sanguinary Guard army with Dante, 5 units of Sanguinary Guard coming in as troops, and then 3 dreadnoughts. But potentially you could drop dreadnoughts to take Sanguinary Priests with jump packs and scatter them among the Sanguinary Guard to give them, just that bit more fierceness.
Yeah, it would mean with the Guard, they'd be going first in the combats against the Terminators and the like. Means they would be coming in at initiative 5 in the charge. You're going at the same time as most named characters coming in at initiative 5.
Sanguinary Guard will come in. They'll come in first in a lot of combats anyway, but by doing this, they've got initiative 4, they're going to come in initiative 5. That's pretty good.
It makes a huge difference. It means if they end up fighting Terminators that haven't got Power Fists or Thunderhammers, regular power weapon guys, they're going first, which makes a huge difference. And they're going first with power weapons. Yeah. Which makes a huge difference. Against normal Marines, we chatted about 5 Sanguinary Guard against 10 Assault Marines. If you have one of these guys in the unit, Assault Marines are really under pressure then. They'll be lucky to get 1 or 2 of the Guard guys back if you put this guy in the unit. Yeah,
they're gonna go in there, and with the power weapons, normal Marine's not going to get a save.
No, normal Marine's not going to get saved. They're not even going to get the strike at the same time.
Yeah, you could cut a unit in half before they'd even get a chance to strike back.
So easily, even more than half. If you get lucky. I see no downside to having these guys in your army. 50 points each, they come in at roughly the sort of price of a Terminator, but they give so many bonuses to the standard unit. I see no downside. The only downside I see for these guys is they're an elite choice, and the elite choices in this book are so good.
Yeah. Now moving on, we can talk about Brother Corbolo. You can include Brother Corbolo as one of your Sanguinary Priests. Now, Brother Corbolo is 105 points. War gear, power armor, bolt pistol, Heaven's Teeth, frag and crack grenades, the Red Grail. Special rules, and they shall know no fear, the far-seeing eye, and independent character again. So on page 49, Heaven's Teeth. This chain sword is a treasured and irreplaceable relic from the time of Sanguinius. Corbolo's close combat attacks are made at strength 5 and have the rending special rule. He's going to be rather fierce.
He's going to be okay now. He's twice the points of the regular guy. The disadvantage I see for Brother Corbolo is he couldn't join jump pack guys.
Yeah.
He could only join Terminator units or regular guys that are walking across the board. He has the far-seeing eye, which...
We got to do this. Corbolo allows you a single reroll once per game. This can be any roll you have made, such as for an armor save, a leadership test, to hit roll, a scatter roll, or even to seize the initiative. If Corbolo is slain before this roll is used, then it is lost. Do you know what I would use that for?
What's that?
I'd re-roll for the end of a game.
Yes, very much so. If you want the game to end, if he's still alive that stage, if you want the game to end on a certain turn,
I'd keep it, because how often have you always said, I wish it went, if it had went one more turn, I would have won.
Yeah.
Or if it hadn't went one more turn,
I would have won.
I would have won.
It is such a good option. How many times does a unit that is leadership 10 fail a test?
Yes.
You know, how many times does, you know, you get that 1 on that save whenever a 2 keeps you alive with
you have a Terminator with a 2+ save sitting on an objective, and it actually doesn't make the save.
Yeah, 1 save, a roll for armor penetration. I presume you could do a roll for damage.
You could do a roll for anything.
Yeah.
Roll for deployment.
Yeah. It makes such a huge...
Re-rolling to seize the initiative.
It's harder because it's only on a 6. But if you really want the initiative...
If you really wanted it, I probably wouldn't use it for
No.
that. I would probably save it for a roll that has went drastically wrong when it should have went right.
Yeah, if you're attempting to assault a unit and you're rolling for terrain test and you get 2 1s or something, you get... I'll use Carbol, we'll re-roll this. And
it says it allows you a single re-roll once per game. It doesn't say a single dice.
No, because it does mention there different tests.
A to hit roll, a scatter roll, or even to seize the initiative.
Yeah, a scatter roll is using more than 1 dice. It's using 3 dice. So
could I just do the entire to hit rolls for a unit?
I think that will probably be FAQ'd, but who knows?
Currently, I don't really say no.
It doesn't say you roll a single dice, it just says a single roll.
A single roll, and I roll all the dice at the same time. I would consider that a single roll.
Yep. I looked at this, I thought it was just me being cheesy saying that I'm rolling all these dice to hit. You know.
Would you let it through?
Yeah.
Comments, guys, would you let it through? It says Carbolo allows you a single reroll once per game. This can be any roll you have made, such as an armor save, a leadership test, a to hit roll, a scatter roll, or even to seize the initiative.
And a leadership test is rolling 2 dice?
Yeah. So it doesn't say you can only reroll 1 dice. Or one die. So I would like to think, if I have my assault squad going in, and you know how often it happens, you roll a whole pile of 1s.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will re-roll.
Yeah. I presume they'll FAQ that, but at the minute this is a single roll. I have 10 guys going in with 4 attacks each. Oh, I rolled a pile of 1s and 2s.
Rolled a pile of 1s and 2s. There we go. Do it again.
Yeah, I presume that would be even cheesier than what it sounds at the minute, but who knows?
Well, do you know what? If you can get away with it, do it now.
Yeah, do it now before the FAQ comes out, because I presume they'll add one more word into that, because it is just so good when you're rolling to shoot a vehicle and you roll 1s and 2s and things. Yep. I would chance it now that having 10 dice in your hand is a single roll.
Yeah, I have never seen a definition to.
No, because whenever it says for master crafted weapon, it says you can re-roll a dice.
Yes.
You know, so
this is you can just remake a roll.
Yep, a roll. Mm-hmm. So I think this is potentially...
If Corbulo is slain before this reroll is used, then it is lost. So that's the one trick I have.
You need to keep him alive.
If I wanted to use this to end a game early or continue a game for one more round, because you were at a tournament recently, and on 2 of those games where you lost, you only just lost because if it had went one more round, you would have.
I would have got in the 2 games. I suspect a win and a draw rather than 2 loses, 2 losses.
Because you lost by having a land raider a quarter of an inch.
I lost by a quarter of an inch in one game, and I lost by 1 round of shooting and an assault, I reckon, in the second game, because they both ended on turn 5.
Yeah.
And I would like the turn 6.
Yeah, most games these days will typically go to turn 6.
Yeah.
You know, so but this is why I'm saying, brother Corbolo, I wouldn't even put him on the board. I'd keep him in reserve.
You have to roll for him. You can't be that cheesy, guys, because There is an old Necron tactic of forgetting to roll for your reserves. Forgetting the rolls that then your opponent can't phase you out. And then
come turn 5, you go, oh, sorry, I forgot to roll for my reserves. And you never reminded me.
Yeah. There is lots of guys have attempted that with stuff that, you know.
Some old guys still do.
Yeah, but, yeah. The thing is, when it comes down to it, if it comes down to that he's about to die,
yes,
you can use the reroll and to reroll his save. They keep him alive.
You may as well.
Yeah, you may as well
because you're going to lose the benefit of him if you don't. So you may as
you
well.
You might as well reroll his save. So at least you get that reroll. It may just keep a 100-point guy alive to the end of the game, and you know, it may make all the difference to you. His squad breaks and are going to get sweeping advanced. You may as well re-roll it.
Now, other than the Blood Chalice, which the Sanguinary Priests have, which give all friendly units within 6 inches the Furious Charge and Feel No Pain, he has the Red Grail. This is this cup he's running around with, right? All friendly units within 6 inches of Corbolo are subject to Furious Charge and Feel No Pain special rules. Yep. However, any Feel No Pain roll taken for Corbolo himself is passed on a 2+ rather than a 4+. Brother Corbolo, let me just get this right, has a 3+ save followed by a 2+ Feel No Pain.
Yep. 2+ Feel No Pain, and if things are really bad, you get a reroll on the Feel No Pain.
You get a reroll on it as well.
I'll attempt to try and kill Brother Corbolo. 3-up regular save, he fails. 2-up Feel No Pain, he made. And even if he fails, 2-up Feel No Pain, oh, he would have failed there. But that was very unfortunate. To kill Brother Corbolo, if he still has that reroll, is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. And in combat, he's alright. He's alright. He's not. There's nothing in there that's going to be massively, fearsome there.
He's not there for his combat abilities. He's there for his special rules.
Yeah.
The only disadvantage with being named character, you can't upgrade his war gear. You can't give him a Terminator armor or something like that there.
Yeah, he's going to run around.
If you could give him a Terminator armor, he would have a 2+, a 2+, and then a reroll.
That would be extraordinary.
That would be so hard to kill.
And if you would have to roll 3 ones
in a row
to fail that. No.
Didn't fail any of them. So if you could give him Terminator armor,
it would have been good, but you can't.
You can't. But still, we think the whole Sanguinary Priest thing is just a lovely addition to the game.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They're not expensive, but they take up an elite choice. The elites of this are so good.
The thing is, you probably end up with 1 unit of 3 of them.
But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Blood Angels with you guys almost exclusively under Apocalypse rules and chuck the Force Organization chart out the window.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yes, we are. No. I'm going to say chuck the Force Org out the window.
And you just take all elites?
Well, I'm going to take 15 Furiosos.
All with Blood Talons?
All with Blood Talons.
I'll just take 15 Monoliths then. Screw it.
Right. I have to think of something.
Yeah.
But can you grapple a monolith?
Just about, yes.
Now that would be interesting. That I would like to see, is grappling a monolith.
You can grapple a monolith, you can.
Do you know what I'd love to do, actually? I'd love to grapple a monolith and pull it towards me so as the door sits in front of me so you can't get out.
Yeah. That would be good.
Anyway, guys, we're digressing again.
Yeah.
God, it's hard to stay on topic with these Blood Angels, boys. But now it's your turn. As I've said in every video we've ever done, except for the ones that I didn't, it's time for you to add your comments. What are your thoughts on the whole Sanguinary Priests and Brother Corbolo, who I consider an Irish brother in arms, really?
Yeah.
Somebody who drinks Guinness and thinks terrible thoughts. Thoughts that really just shouldn't be thought. Tell us what you think. How would you use them? Would you use them anyway we haven't discovered? Or would you just not bother with them because you think all the other elites in the army are too tasty to waste an elite spot on? Get it in the comments, guys. Get some dialogue going. And we will see you in the next 7 Days of Sanguinius video.